Hey everybody, this is Billy at Bakersfield Tough, and we got something really cool here today. This is probably one of the cooler things we've done in the magazine since we started this deal. You guys saw a while back that we had a contest. It was Dr. Trunky here thought it would be a good idea to give someone a makeover in the Bakersfield Tough network, and we did. We're here at Trunky Dental, and we're here with our winner. And this is Chris Cohen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and it's really cool because we had a lot of people. I was surprised how many people entered this thing because I wasn't. I mean, I don't. We had like over 30 people, I think, enter this contest and give their stories, and there were so many good stories. And Chris had a great story that we're going to get into, and yeah, so we're here, and I'm excited to get into this, and you know, and I'm excited. This whole thing is really cool. So let's get into it. First of all, how long have you been doing dental stuff?
Well, we've been in Bakersfield since 1980, so 34 years, and so we have been around for a little while. We kind of have a small little practice here on San Dimas, but we keep it low key pretty much most of the time. You won't see much about us around town.
Right. Now, I would imagine it feels good to like see people get change, right? I mean, they walk in, they walk out, and they're different people, right? I mean,
yeah, they sure are, and it's very exciting, and we're excited to meet Chris and find out about his story and see how we can make the same thing happen for him.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so Chris, let's get into it. So you entered the Bakersfield Tough contest, right? And can you kind of explain like what happened? Where are we at here?
Well, I seen it posted on your Facebook page, and went through and I read this thing and I thought about it and I thought about it and I thought, yeah, 45 years old, chewed for a long time, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Figured I'd enter the contest. So I wrote up the story, started chewing back in 1984. Went on vacation with Grandma and Grandpa, born and raised in San Diego. Go to Oklahoma, whole different world. So get back there, family owns a ranch, get back there, cousins offer me a can of dip a chew. Sickest I've ever been in my life, but not smart enough to stop. So that's where it started. And then 30 years later. 30 years this year. I didn't realize I was that old. Anyway, 30 years later, fighting, chewing, bartending, bouncing, where I've ended up today. Wrote all this up in the story, submitted it, figured I'd give it a try and see what happened.
Find out, you know, what's your biggest dental concern right now?
Okay, when you ask the question concern, I really don't have a concern about getting it done because I want it done. I want that smile back. I want to be able to look like those guys instead of trying to fold my bottom lip up over my what's not there.
So you're not in any discomfort today. You're just
no. I'm not in any kind of discomfort. Again, the biggest thing for me is like we talked about. It's the fear of being here.
And you're looking to get your smile.
Absolutely looking to get my smile back. I
think
think she might enjoy it.
How did you lose your teeth?
First one was knocked out with a beer bottle. I had a buddy of mine that was killed 6 years ago. This year. Excuse me.
All right. Tough stuff.
And that was the night I didn't go. Or he might still be here with us today. Anyway, a couple weeks later I go back through, it happened at Del Taco over on Rosedale Highway. A couple weeks later I go through the drive-thru after working. A couple of guys sitting outside, just talking trash and mentioned his name. Lost my mind, and one of my teeth. A couple of them didn't fare so well. The third one got me with a beer bottle. That's where it started. And like I told in my story that I wrote up for Be Tough, they're like dominoes. Once one comes out, there's no structure left there, and they just keep going and keep going. Up to now, I've lost 3. I've got a 4th one that's loose. So that's kind of where it started.
Right down here, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Wow. Sorry about your friend.
That's right.
Tough. That's tough. Anyway,
now we're all choked up, man.
Yeah.
You weren't expecting that in your answer.
Yeah.
But this is going to be something good, though. We walk out. I mean, this is going to be featured in the magazine. We're going to run this. It's going to take more than one issue to do it. And there was a lot of people that didn't win this deal, of course, and they all had great stories. I mean, you guys were struggling at the end to find one. I mean, they were like, well, what do you know? And I tried to stay out of the whole thing. I said, you guys pick. I didn't want to have to choose, you know what I mean, because they were all great stories. And but there's some things that you're doing for the people that didn't win that I thought was way over the top cool. And
yeah, I'll let Brandy tell you about that maybe a little bit, since she's going to be the one.
Yeah, we'll go over that.
Most of those people, but yeah, we wanted to do something for everybody that entered the contest, and so we're just going to welcome them to our practice with a membership to our office and a credit for to get started.
That's awesome.
To get started.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, I love it, and I'm excited about this. Yeah. What do you guys think? Gonna be cool?
Absolutely.
It's going to be the start of something cool. I'm excited. Okay, so I guess we'll take it to the next level.
So, Melanie, he's yours.
Uh-oh. So this is Melanie. Can we talk about who Melanie is now? I know you're kind of like, no, but you have to. You look good on camera. Okay, so what is your job here?
I am the dental assistant here.
Okay, and I would imagine that you get this whole process started, right? We're going to X-ray. Are you
one of them? Yes.
You are? Okay. Yes. I love it. All right. Okay. You ready?
Get it going.
Let's go. You gotta walk through that. You gotta walk through that. You gotta walk through that door here.
I'll see you in about 5 minins.
Okay.
All right.
You gonna catch me when I fall through that thing?
I will. I'll try my best.
Here we go.
All right. This way.
You weren't even watching me.
I wasn't.
Brandy's standing over here laughing at me.
All right. Let you have a seat right in here.
Right here?
Yeah, this big chair right here.
I like that one better.
No, right here.
Did you just hear my... Okay, here we go.
Alright, so what we'll do today is we'll be gathering some x-rays.
Okay.
And what we do with the x-rays, what we're looking for is we look for cracks and fractures, we look for any decay, we check out your gums and see how that's doing, and we also check the existing dentistry that you have, make sure that that's holding up for you.
Is there anything you haven't seen, Melanie, at this time? I mean, have you seen it all?
I've seen pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
A lot of people are embarrassed and say, don't look in my mouth, but we've seen it all. It doesn't faze us.
This is your business, so...
Yep. Yep.
So you know, Billy, there's really two kinds of patients. There's wanters and there's don't wanters, and we try to figure out who the don't wanters are, and they're not bad people. They're just scared to death, and they don't think they have any problems, and everything is cool in their mouth. So we approach those with great, care and ease and whatnot. And then there's people who are wanters. Those are the people who know they've got a lot of problems and they're ready to get started with things. And so we take two different approaches with those kind of people.
What would you say Chris is?
Chris is a wanter.
Okay.
He's definitely a wanter. He's been mulling this over for 14 years. We get a lot of those kind of people, and when we get those kind of people, we just sit down and try to figure out how to get them into happily ever after land with their teeth.
Right.
So what we do is we stop the destruction, we get the bad teeth out of there, we fix up the teeth that are left and replace the missing teeth with whatever they can afford, and we show them how to not have dental problems for the rest of their life, hopefully.
Is it true in dental that like there's no job too small and no job too big? I mean, is there a point? I mean, can you fix anything? Is there anything you can't fix? I mean,
in the day of implants now, we can take care of almost anything. Money's the limiting factor most of the time.
Right.
If people have the money, we can get it done. I study implants constantly, all the time. So. And
I'd imagine that's hard on you too, because you want everybody to have the perfect smile, right? But it's at some point, of course, there's times when you just can't afford it, and you're like, man.
If you want to talk about the hardest thing that I've ever had to learn, it's to accept people right where they are, because you're right, not everybody can handle whatever. So the biggest lesson I've learned in dentistry is to take people where they are and just find out where they want to go and just be gentle and careful and take them slowly, on the process. And then someday they wake up and want all this care. If not, we have them just come in and we keep an eye on things and make sure nothing goes really horribly wrong. But there's a lot of different kinds of patients out there. There definitely is. And we try to be everything to everybody, you know, whether somebody just wants to get their teeth cleaned and doesn't think they have any problems, but they have a lot of problems, and we'll just kind of real carefully just start slow with them so we don't overwhelm them or anything.
All right.
But he's definitely a wanter, and so we'll find out what he wants, and then we'll figure out a budget that works for him. Well, in his case, he's not going to need to have a budget, but that's what we generally do. So anyway, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Get it or read it.
You got it. I got it.
Now, is it all downhill after this?
All downhill. This is the hard part.
Yeah. Now, Chris, I can't help but notice that you have that beard, man. How long have you been growing that thing out?
This thing's been growing off and on for probably 10 or 12 years. I'll cut it off, get a wild hair, cut it off, go to a job interview. Well, then I found a job that I didn't have to worry about it anymore. So
Right. Yeah.
It does grow on top, so I figured I'd grow it on my chin. You know?
Yeah, that's cool.
I figure if I ever have to go anywhere important, I can always get it long enough that I can just pull it up, separate it, pull it up on the sides, do a comb over on the top.
There you go. Yeah.
Black tie affairs, it's there, right there.
There you go.
Okay, let's bring up. I got something serious I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
As I was looking at your photographs. So let me bring these up. What's your name again?
Bob. Chris. Robert.
I know some Callens.
Do you?
Yeah. Anyway, I do that all the time when I forget because I'm getting old as a joke, but I really have forgotten what your name was.
It worked out though, didn't it?
It works. It works. Anyway, but I do have something serious to talk about. This is some fun pictures of you right here. And you like those pictures, Trish?
Christmas cards.
Anyway, as we're scrolling through here, we're looking at what we've got going on. And something came to my attention that kind of scared me. And that's this. You notice here on this side
It's
how
all
that...
smooth.
Yeah.
The other side's not.
And notice how this looks like elephant hide?
Mm-hmm.
So we've figured out a little bit of the problem why you're losing your bone and you're having this problem right here. And of course, do you want to tell us the story? Or do you...
Throw it out there.
Throw it out
Listen,
there.
it is
Well, let's just ask you, how long have you been chewing?
30 years.
30 years. So that was the beginning of the story back in, was it Oklahoma where
Yes.
you went? So in Oklahoma, 30 years later, we've got teeth lost. The good news here is that this probably is reversible. So we're gonna explore that with you.
Okay.
But if you listen to Melanie when you first walked in here, or me, this is a no guilt zone.
Right.
There is never guilt at our office. So I will never preach to you or anything, but I just want you to know, what's going on here. And did you have either of your parents have issues with cancer?
My mom's had breast cancer and pancreatic cancer both.
Okay, so it runs in your family.
Sounds like it.
Okay, well, you know what needs to be done, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it's up to you, buddy.
So are we basically saying that that's a precancerous type thing that we're looking at here? I mean,
That
what
actually
is...
could be cancer, but I'm hoping it's not.
Okay.
I'm hoping it's not. But we should probably get a biopsy of that and make sure
Okay.
that it's not. Cancer's classified in 4 stages, as you know.
Right.
And my guess is that this is probably stage 1, or precancerous. So if we get rid of the irritation there, it'll probably go away and heal up. We see it happen a lot, even after 30 years. All right. Sound good?
Absolutely.
All righty.
The good thing about this is the decision was already made by me that was the whole chewing thing was over with when I got my teeth fixed. Not that I needed to wait until I got my teeth fixed, but I'm not going to mess up the work.
I'll be on this journey with you, and I'll share
Perfect.
I'll share with you my story later. But that's not important.
Okay.
Your story is the one that's important. But we'll have fun. We'll have some fun together.
Perfect.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Yeah. So most of the studies show that the biggest success for any secession program is literally cold turkey.
Well, that's right.
Because it's all
Yeah, it's
right
all a
here,
little thing.
and you just decide.
Have you tried to quit chewing before, Chris?
Oh, I have quit chewing before, and then picked it back up. In 30 years, you know, I mean, my whole lip would have probably fallen off if I had chewed for the whole 30 years straight, you know. I mean, I've quit for 6, 8 months, year. I think the longest time it was 2 years.
Yeah.
Then I get back out on the softball field and buddy's chewing, or I get back in the bar bouncing and buddy's chewing, and let me have one of those back. And it's like everything else. One turns into 10 more years.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing how that can...
Just like that?
Like that.
I can't tell you how many times I've told Trisha that it doesn't even taste good, but it's a force of habit. You know, I've carried around an empty can and chewed gum. That worked for a while.
There's two elements to this. There's addiction, which is the chemical part of it, that your mind actually needs the stimulant.
Right.
And then there's the habituation, which is what you're talking about, and it sounds like that's more of an issue for you.
Yeah.
So if you can substitute it with a quote-unquote healthy habit, sunflower seeds or gum or whatever, then that'll be maybe easier for you. Whereas the nicotine addiction literally is the hardest addiction to break. And you say you don't think you're addicted to it, and you maybe have a point to that, because it almost sounds like you've been able to overcome it before for 2 or 3 years at a time, and you didn't really feel like you didn't go through cold sweats or...
I went through anger issues.
Anger issues.
She's already talking about moving out. You know? I'm going to stay with my parents for a couple weeks, so you know what I mean?
So it's something you get a little irritable, and then you go to your spiritual place and get it all together, huh?
Or my garage.
Or your garage. We won't ask what you do in your garage.
Work on the bike. That's usually what I'm doing.
What kind of bike do you have?
I have a Harley Sportster.
Okay.
93.
It's amazing, because that's where I go. I go to my bike. My bike sits in my... I have 2 bikes. 2 dirt bikes, actually. But, yeah, I don't go out there to stop from chewing, but I can't tell you what I do. All right.
Not on video. I learned a couple things. I learned that some of my teeth were better than I thought they were going to be. I really thought that he was just going to come in here and pull them all out and there you go type thing. I will say that this is the first dentist office I've been in. Brandy wins. Brandy made the comment to me that I will change your mind, or this office will change your mind about the dentist. First time I've been to the dentist, I haven't shook the whole time. You guys saw me at the beginning out there. I'm a lot calmer sitting behind that door. Maybe it was the foyer that scared me. Maybe it wasn't back here. Anyway, I'm enjoying the experience. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Look forward to it.
Okay, so
all right.
You had your meeting with Chris, and we're all set up here. What'd you think about it? I mean, I know you guys picked him, and it was, what do you think looking at the whole?
I didn't get to meet Chris before today, and I didn't have a part in choosing it. I let my staff choose Chris. I had no idea what his situation was or what his clinical situation was. He's a really nice guy, and I think we're going to really have a good time with him. It's these kind of events that really make a big change in people's lives and can take them in a completely different direction when they're just kind of muddling along. And so he didn't get here overnight, so he's not going to get to happily ever after overnight, but it's going to be a lot quicker than how long it took him to get to this point.
Now, I know that you're kind of, I've heard you say it a few times, that everything happens for a reason. And, of course, we talked about something pretty serious in there. We're talking about cancer of the gums, right? I mean, from chewing. I mean, so, I mean, it's kind of, it's really good that Chris was able to come in here and see that, have a professional tell him that, hey, look, this is it.
I'm not sure he realized how severe and significant that was. And like I told him, there's no guilt with, our practice. I don't guilt people, but by the same token, his mom died of cancer, and I think he's going to probably be thinking about that, and this may be the thing that gets him over the hump to make that nice change and make his life better. Yeah,
very cool. Well, I want to thank you for doing this. Of course, we love it, and it's going to be in the next issue of Bakersfield Tough. We're going to have a series in the next few issues of Bakersfield Tough on this. We can't do it all in one, of course, and we'll keep coming back and going through his procedure and seeing his transformation.
It's going to be great.
I love it. Yep. All right. Well, I want to thank you, Dr. Drunke, for helping us, and yeah, awesome.
Good deal.
This is Billy, Bakersfield Tough.